Oof. Testing, testing. This will be... what the hell. There will be something. This will be something. The hell out of it. Fuck, it's growing in me. I need to find a way to slow my age. Slow that shit down. Well, guess that is what it's to be. Welcome to my streaming. Anybody's watching. I'm Element Reptile. Let me say that again. 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 What's up, everybody? What's up? Today is what? The 17th of September. I wish we really did the 9/11 video montage. I wish we did 9/11. I'm just kidding. That's a horrible take. But you know, especially I thought, you know, I was gonna get ready for it. I was really willing to watch the whole 9/11 montage until that happened in the day before, you know. But anyways, welcome to my stream. I'm Element Reptile. I'm your artist, digital artist, illustrator, graphic designer. Welcome to my stream again. And yeah. What the hell? I don't want to waste time, man. I just woke up after drinking 2 bottles of wine already. So I officially became an alcoholic. So anyways, I'm gonna be doing this per se and going to get the nitty bitties of things. I don't know if I'm gonna be allowed to draw this, but let's do this. I don't know if I'm gonna be even allowed, so I'm gonna have to draw a whole new set just in case, because I know YouTube does not really allow such things. I wish, but nah, I gotta continue this project. On God. But okay, let's see. I have to think of a fear base. Alright, let's get back to the references. Open my avatar. Oh shit, they did JoJo. Okay. Everything's gonna be all right. I'm just right now checking my shit. All right, let's take this off. Just gotta find references once again. Okay, first things first. I have to watch out. Ah, my bookmarks. I got bookmarks, but oh. Hold up a second. Yes, I do look. Oh. Hmm. Torso. Where's the torso? Eh. All right, these are the faces. All right, all right. No, 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 no. What the? Autoculture. You caught doctor. Just gotta take this reference some way. All right, this one works. This one works. Okay. Hella. Come on, give it to me. All right, see this. What's this? What is this? What is this? Okay. These are just bodies. Let me check out. Oh yeah, no, forget. I forgot I have this one too. Fuck it, I'll do this one for the safekeeping. Oh no 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 no. Man, I had to shave. So right, mouth right here. Open that shit wide as a motherfucker. Wide, 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 wide. All right, right there. But this guy has way more. I see. This guy has serrated teeth. Right, it's all mangled. It's like a broken nose that's been broken off by a villain. Sorry. Right here. Somewhere around here. I don't know if that's even fit. He's got also a broken ear. It's not. Now the jeans, the ripped. Keep in mind, this guy was mutilated. That's why. This guy was mutilated. Same teeth. Oh, shit. No. Use the controller, boy. Kind of like a shapeshifter. See the back legs. Also like ripped out, mutilated. Toenails. Somewhere around here. I was thinking of you. Okay, I do have a model sheet. I do have a model sheet. Maybe, or perhaps I have a work not uploaded. Yeah, no, it's a work not uploaded yet. It's not uploaded. Gotta go straight back. Where are you at, Ricardo? Where your ass back? Bring your ass over here. Bring your ass over here. Bring that ass here, boy. Bring that ass here, boy. Let's see. He's not there? I could have sworn I made him. Shit. Oh, I have to go to my Instagram then. Besides, I am... Damn. Oh, thank God. Uh, 22 followers. Damn, I was like, hey, yo, I'm back in the game, baby. Well, the world needed me the most, I vanished. Man, do I have to depend on boosting my payment? Just look at my stuff. There you are. This guy. It's actually quite the scary, I consider to be the scariest version of what he could do. What do you do? God damn it. This website is built for it. Let's go. Don't F with me. Don't fuck with me right now. Okay. Nah. It doesn't let you. But Edge Lord shit right there. Ah, what does he have? Oh yeah. She's just only on the way. He's got ripped. Yeah, they're ripped out. Completely ripped out. Right. And then completely like this. Mutilated remains. Kind of like that. Dangerous. I got this guy's hairstyle from that mushroom cloud style you guys use. Yeah. Stand still, boy. Alright, see on the other hand. Oh, he also had Crocs, broken Crocs. Because he died wearing Crocs. Yeah, he died wearing Crocs. Uh, uh, come on. Nah. Okay. Oh, you know, no, no, no. He has his artery ripped out right here. Something like that. Stop it. Alright, so that's one. Oh shit. I completed the rest. Oh hell. Damn it. And everything was a good mix. Everything was a good mix. Why does it have to do that? Why does it have to do that? Dark clubbing, come on. Come on. All right. Boom, better. So he's kind of like throwing a huge knee, but it turns into like a giant mouth. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. Take that out. Ari, 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 Ari. But I also want to add a noise. Hold up. Dun, 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 dun. Hold up a second. Now I have to do this. Shape and dynamics. No angle jitter, no. No. Alright, right here. Pay attention. It's my pretty boy sweat. Everybody pay attention. This here is my pretty boy sweat. Come on. Come on. Come on. Good. Dabbler? No, that didn't look good. Try to make it. Yeah, right here. Okay. I take a horseplay. Okay. Come on, 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 come on. Why am I thinking aggressive? Good. A little bit. But I also want to. Hey. Right here. But then, oh hell, what's going on? See right here. Okay, now this is working. I need to shave, man. No, I don't. Actually, yeah, I do need to shave. Break my stride. Hey, that's tough. This one slaps. Alright, y'all enjoy this. Think. Low, bitch. A ver. Nope. Becoming a man. Let us say no. Percent. Ah. They say you're able to do this on noise. You can do raindrop effects by using noise. Oh shit. I could just do this. For here, I could just... Alright. Blurry this, blurry that. Now. That's one. Now let's get to the other stuff. How much tracing that I made? That is the wildest question. How much tracing? I still have to trace. That's the wild part. Shit! I still have to trace. Shit, I still have to trace. Okay, back. Okay, we gotta check out my guy. There it is. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here! That's what Scorpion Sub-Zero will. Get over here! thought I did yesterday. I did draw Silk Song. I think I could draw. I don't know what else. I wonder if I could draw Resident Evil characters. But the amount of time and detail to make something so grotesque. Oh my god. Can't stop twitching, man. Goddamn. What? 2, 3, 4. Okay. Here we go with the Tracy bullshit. Hold up. Use this fucking controller, Camilo. Use this controller. Use this controller, skirt. Or element reptile, however you call yourself. Uh-huh. Ah, shit. Boombara, boombara. Right here. All right. See right here. What's this tracing? Please keep it Tracy. Please keep it Tracy. Please keep it Tracy. Please, I don't want any more double mark, double scratch. Ah. Hey. Hey, that song rips. This one slaps. Hey, that track slaps. Some cyberpunk. Yeah, well, I am playing cyberpunk music, so. Dark shit. Ah. Fuck. Dun 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 dun. I might repeat that song. Shit. Fuck. Sorry. Everybody, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Hey. That's bars. That shit bars. Ooh. All right, so to the eyes. Let's see what the eyes can do. What the eyes can do. One, I should do draw the irises or not? Nah, not really. Because his irises are pretty white. Everything else is just separate. But he does have eyelashes. Yes. You. A. Is that the? I'm wondering. Hold on a second. If you listen to this, the vocal right here. Sounds like that new Hellraiser from 2022. Oh, I can. You know what? I can do that. I can draw the Cenobites Hellraiser. I can draw Pinhead. That'd be that could work. I never thought of it. I could draw. I'll do it. Actually, I'll do it. I'll post it on Instagram as quickly as possible. Hellraiser. Sorry about that. There's so much more the body can feel. The body. And you will feel it all. Yo. The next configuration. Right here. I should do that, right? Draw the next Pinhead. That would be dope. That would actually go hard. Okay, this. Oh. There you go. Sorry about that. Play that music. Play that music. Oops. Oops. Hey. Somebody play that music. Nice and paisley. So enjoy yourself. See this right here. See this. Alright. That's it. That's it. Oh shit. Yes. No, yeah, that's gonna have to be searched. It's gotta be stopped and frisked. No, not. Okay. Huancavilca. Okay. Ooh, shit. That's nuts. So this is what it is. The Ecuadorian Inca tattoos. Yes. Oh, yo, imagine having Inca tattoos. Oh, but the Manteña culture. That's what I need. Ancient roots by timeless ink. Okay, so I need this. I need these. These are Huancavil. Are these? Oh yes, the Hamacuaque, the Manteño Huancavilca and Hamacuaque tat. Oh, this goes hard. But I needed that to make a scale version of Elmer Reptile's tattoos. They're not tattoos like the my characters doesn't have actual tattoos. It's just kind of like symbols that represented it, like languages and scriptures of a culture long lost, extinct. Okay, like these tattoos are very important. You must understand that in the home country of Ecuador, in the Pacific coast, you know, besides all the beaches and all Guayaquil and all that stuff, there were cultures that were existed in the time, and I am actually still glad these guys still keep it up. These guys can keeping it up for a time long being, that to keep these tattoos and cultures alike, to understand that hey, we're still around. Even we're super mixed, even we are mutts. We are winded up and grew up as mutts. We still are still alive, right? Even though I am Montubio, it doesn't matter. You know, I still have the blood of the Huancavilca, even though I'm not indigenous now. We still have the bloodline of it. It's just that they made us. We're made to be villains. We're so vilified. Sometimes you just gotta say, you know what? The hell with it. I'm going back to my roots. Ooh, no. It needs a. I just gotta look for one. Hamacuaque. Something that stands with an R. Not the hard R word. Relax, yo. Don't just put it in there like an asshole. Hey, tribal titties. Alright. That's what we need to fight against censorship. Tribal titties. I'm just trying to look. Oh shit, swastika. I could put the swastika, But a lot of people are confused about that stuff. People think, oh, the swastika is a symbol of hate. No, it's not. It was a symbol of peace. Es que sí, Huancavilca, Huancavilca. Alright, en translation por español. Voy a decir algo, hablar cosas en español, pues. O sea, a ver. Miren los tatuajes aquí. Esa chica. Oh, la bodega, la bodega. La bodega, la bodega, que rubia. Ah. ¿Dónde está? No, olvídate. Ahí está la wedding aquí. Aquí está los restos. Acá, los restos de la tribu. A ver. Así uno de tigre, de olas y uno del sol. Ah, se puede. Bueno, son conceptos. No, los restos son conceptos. Sin embargo. Pero sin embargo, eso tú puedes poner. Eso significa que es parte de un tatuaje si quieres completar. Algo. Something, algo así. No. Okay. What's the something that can work? Something that can work. Or maybe this. I guess this one works. Alright. Get back to work. I could try to take that. Alright. Let me give him an update. Let me give my boy an update. Well, actually, I don't want him too much of the design. Because he still needs it. He's still giving scales right here. He's still reptile anyways. Something right here. Right here. I got a bit. Come on. Okay. Much better. I don't know why this computer's not let me. No. This is the dubstep? What kind of E-rape shit is this? Christ. What kind of E-rape shit I was hearing? That ending was trash. Oh my god, that was a trash ass song. What was even that? It sounds like Optimus Prime beatboxing. No, it sounds like Bumblebee giving head. Give me this. This is the music, bro. I don't know, the last music I just heard was like two Transformers giving head. Alright, see it? One, two. I'm stupid, okay? I'm sorry. Shut up. I'm stupid like that, okay? So shut up. Okay, kind of like this, even though that's not going to be the way. First things first, put this. What are you doing, boy? ¿Qué está haciendo? ¿Qué está haciendo, chico? Ven cuidado, ¿ok? Ven cuidado. Uno, dos, verga. I live in a very liberal state. Nah, I'm just kidding. I live in Florida. I live into a highly red flag waving hillbilly ass place. Florida's an exception. Okay, Florida's just it does not relate to all of Florida. Like Florida. Miami's an exception. That's what I'm trying to say. Because Miami is more linked to, you know, South American politics. Miami is a totally huge exception. Miami's just another country, honestly. You know, there's one video I could share with you guys, because I'm gonna considering this stream as a quick stream for now. But I could share you this. I like to study culture. That's one crazy part. I kind of want to. That's one other thing I kind of like to talk about is culture. You know, culture is a very important standard of things, I think. Now, I know we're in a time that it's so stressful, it's so apocalyptic, it's so anxious, and so destructive, and so hateful, and so this and that. Many people forget that, you know, we live in a country, we are gifted in a country that has a variety of different cultures and different nations. Yes, I understand. Multiculturalism does not work in certain areas, but who says that cultures is native to this area? That is made by, you know, the settlers. We are a nation of immigrants. The Native Americans themselves were immigrants. You know? Animals were Native American. Like the first, some of the first Cenozoic animals were immigrants. Yes. Everybody knows that. We all came from Africa. We all walked out of Africa 30,000 to actually 100 thousand years BC. And I understand. Let's get back to the problems. Yeah, what went down with Charlie Kirk, 2020, whole thing's just going to flames. So much negativity. And you say, you know what? You have to understand what makes people tick. Why do we think differently? I could show you. You know, this is something maybe this person got it wrong. He's right and might be wrong too. I could bring it out. I could also bring out another problem is that, you know, since we're talking about art, this is an art channel. This is an art stream. You know, anime men. How different aspects of reality does not fit. This whole half of this arm is going to be masked, so there's nothing to worry about. Okay. Something lizard-like. Día de los Muertos, baby. Something that I like. Oh, shit. Well, this looks interesting. Okay, I could take... No, I have taken this before. Okay, so I can take a certain Pusue. Something like that. Like a gang sign or something like that. I could take a reference. I'm taking a reference. Oh shit. Humbug, 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 go. Oh shit. Kind of like a double-edged swastika, I guess. It doesn't have. I could take another stance. Actually, no. I'm actually putting way too much. No, this is too much into detail. Oh, what did I do? Oh, damn it. Oh, damn it. Oh, what the hell? Let's see. Let's just do the simple. I want to do it simply. I just want to do it simple. Don't ask for insane things. Yeah, I'm not going to ask for insane things. There you go. Kind of like that. My character, lore-wise, I have to type it. My character, lore-wise, is based on like tribal cultures, but it's syncretism. It's based on syncretism. He traveled around the world for it. With pride, with lots of prices to pay. Tough memories. Very tough memories. And they were not joyful. They were not joyful. They were not peaceful. He traveled around the world, cursed. But that's one of the origins. The other origins, why he looks so modern looking, is this character's set in the 2010s, the early 2010s, like around 2014, like the beginning of 2012. Yeah, because everything is modern. Good. All right. All right, now let's go to the colors. One of them is a bit. Never mind. I have terrible speech impediment. Yo, I have serious speech impediment skills. Okay, 1, 2. Or I am wrong. Let's do that again. Let's do this. And I can decide what I could put. Okay, you see? It's kind of like a separation between the orange and green. It's a strange color. But I like it strange. I like it rare. I like a OC that you can go all out with. Why not? Why not? Just like a Hotel Rwanda, I said. Why not? Why not? We're halfway there already. That's crazy. It's crazy to say that. Imagine that the poor guy who had to go through that in the Rwanda genocide. Why not? Why not? We're halfway there already. And then I add a lot. Lots. Dun 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 dun. The hell is this? See that? It's a weird contour. Yeah, now it works in a weird way. It's Element Reptile, baby. What you think? It's Element Reptile. It's my character. Oh shit. Oh my god. Hello. Hey. There you go. It's still a separate place. See? It's kind of like a crazy blend. A freak. See, you're just a freak. Like me. Dark Knight's Joker. Come on, whore. I got no time for games. Okay. Oh shit. Whoa. Oh no, my brain popped. My brain came out. Okay, we're up live. Tempora. Goddamn. Oof. They're gonna glow anyways. There's gonna be a huge glow anyways. There's gonna be a big glow anyways. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna matter anyways. What else? I keep saying what else, what else, what else, what else, what else. Well, yeah, where it is really? What else? I'm trying to think because I have a brain fart. I think this does not really make sense. Good. Good. See? No, much better. I just gotta make. No. See. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Fuck. Done it already. Tracing. Okay, da. Punto. Alright, let's put it. File D A M B. That is the human. That is the normal. That's where he's not element. This off-suited character. The character that becomes element reptile. David Machmal Borrero. Shit. This is gonna need some change. Please group these. Now the rest is all insanity. Base coloring. Base coloring. Man, base coloring is weird. Alright, that's enough. What am I playing over here? Alright, let's get back. Oh, that's all. This character, my OC is pretty much the easiest to do. Not because of his color, it's just simple. Sorry. Kind of looks like a Mortal Kombat character. Goomba. Right here, coloring. No, actually, no, I don't need that. I don't know if this... Oh no, that's all mask. This whole thing's gonna get masked. Or maybe I can... I can do this. Damn it. Yo. Whoa. Move, nigga. Alright, that... It's kind of like when he's about to chop my arm. No, I'm still gonna have to color it all. Base coloring all the way. It's just trying to figure it out what else is happening. In aura. Oh shit. See right here. Something I think basically. Yeah, this is. I'm sorry. I'm so fixated about this. All right. Let's see. Blue, 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 blue. I could ask. Maybe so. Right. This could be erased entirely because I'm about to hard light. I'm about to go. Actually, no. Actually, hard light the hell out of this thing. No joke. Actually. Hardline the hell out of this thing. Hey, Slurpee action. Hey, yo, pause. Let's see right here. There you go. But that's not even it. That's not even it. All right, now to the brown skin, to the migrant skin. Ah, hell no! I had to say that migrant skin. Oh my god! So the color of my skin tells me I'm a threat. Oops. Damn, I am a threat. Yeah, I'm putting my illegal skin to action. Okay, hold on. Let me. What the f is that music? Jesus Christ, that last song was terrible. What kind of song was that? Jesus Christ. Put this, man. wanted to be a quick stream today. Come on, make it a quick stream. Guys, remember, I usually I stream like 7 to 9 p.m. Keep that in mind. I stream from 7 to 9 p.m. Right here. Uh-huh. See right here. Why am I twitching? Jesus Christ. Hate it when that shit happens, man. Okay. Anyways. I have this. Overlay actually. Salmon color. Yes, yeah, there's an adding salmon. There is an adding salmon. Yeah, there's an adding of salmon. If that matters. What does salmon mean? Okay, yeah, eat seasoned with salmon. Eight. Okay, I can add that. F7. Oh my god, stop brain farting, bro. E70. Okay. Then I could just fill down a bit like this. All right, you see? Nah. It's a bit of salmon. I add some salmon to it. This sounds nostalgic. All right here. Fuck, man. salmon here. Out of it. I'm gonna hear that shit again. I'm gonna hear that track again. I don't know. It struck me. It struck me in a memory core. Oh shit. See? I could just also burn a bit of the ambience. I can burn a bit. No, I can really burn a bit. Rise up again. See, I add a salmon. The salmon works. Come on, boy. Nope. No. A little darker than that. Oh, you almost catched it. Oh, you gotta be quicker than that. You gotta be quicker than that. I got you $1. Ah, man. These sounds struck a memory. Weirdo girl. Oh, that's the eye. I get that name a lot. That's alright. I don't like you're weird. My brother told me that before. You're weird. I just don't like you're weird. I don't like you're weird, he said. When he claimed himself to be weird. No, you're not weird. You're trying to be weird. Unless you want to meet a real weird person like me. That's something. Please understand. Yeah, please understand that when you're talking to neurodivergent peoples, the things that we had to go through, if you really click when you're being called a weirdo, that's not a good thing. Not many people lived a good life through that. Alright, so bonjour. Bonjour. Okay, I think it's time to also talk about that news. Weirdo girl. What the hell? I need more weirdos in my life. Actually, I need more weirdos. We need more weirdos than fake niggas. I think that's more important. In this world, when it comes to innovation, I think it's needed to have more weirdos than fake people. I choose a weirdo over a fake person. So many fake people these days. You will learn it too soon enough. For those who don't know, you will learn it too soon enough. This is all just base coloring. Goddamn. Okay. Oh yes. Why I have not realized, my dear sire, is this. Fuck, sorry. Fuck that. What? Okay. Oh well. Oh no. You know what's the real other part is? I wonder what elements I'll make. I have the style now. That's why I like to train martial arts. Well, teach myself, self-train myself, shadow-wise, Salvador, to see if I can make my character do the same thing he can do. Okay. Well, this one's going to be quick. Oh, yeah. Salmon. Okay, so I add the salmon. Red him up a bit. This is the South American. It's almost like he has Tibetan skin color, but in reality, this is what South America is in Ecuador. The locals, like in the town sides of Ecuador, this is what some of their skin color is. It's kind of like that brown with a bit of salmon on top. Quite the seasoning. If I tanned, if you guys see me back in my days in Miami, I would sunbathe myself, right? I'll put like sun spray on myself and then swimming across the beach, the oceans in Miami. Back in and during my time in Miami, I had a very like a specific kind of brown in me that had a bit of salmon on top. sounds kind of weird, but it's actually quite interesting. Fuck. Tibetans have it, but also a few Amerindians. That's why sometimes they were called the Amerindian to America, and I mean from from the Arctic down to Argentina, all the way down to Argentina. Yeah, you know they're red skinned. They're red skinned. So we're lighter. The only part why we got that salmon is one from the Amerindians, maybe yes, but also other consumption is in the coastline of Ecuador, in the Pacific coastal regions. We do have history with Polynesians for some reason. Matter of fact, no, we're mostly closely to Micronesians. Like, what the fuck? How do we get Micronesians there? Although I know I heard here in Central Florida there is a Micronesian population here, like a Pompeian, like a Chuquis or Chamorro population here. I have not yet seen any Micronesian existing in this bum ass state that is filled with fun and lawless ass niggas. GTA 6 that will never be released. I don't think I need GTA anymore with all the stuff that's happening in this world. I don't think GTA is even needed. The 6th GTA even delay that game, bro. We are in an actual GTA. What the hell you mean? Okay, now let's see. Okay. Texture, scale. I like that. Oh, it's gonna have lots of different colorings. Yeah, this one's gonna rip. Oh. No. Deep jitter. No. Contrast. Okay. Contrast more. Yep, this works. And then no. Good. Scatter. No. 2, 3. Okay, so this works. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do this. And then we're gonna keep on recoloring and recoloring. Again, this is the element reptile. This guy is a character of reptiles. What kind of reptile is he representing, actually? We're about to find out. I guess he's representing the... I mean, he may be Reptile from Mortal Kombat, but no. I know what y'all are thinking right now. Like, what in the hell is that mess, yo? And like, hey, yo, what is that mess? You're like, hey, yo, shut that down, yo. That's just a mess. This is my therapy in ADHD and autism. This music sounds like R2D2 beatboxing. That part. God. Okay. All right. So I think, or we already reached 200, 2 hours already. Well, tonight's gonna be short, like always. No, not always. I was supposed to make a short stream, but I decided, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna go longer. I'm gonna go longer and longer and longer. Today we're gonna make it shorter. Let's see. But anyways, because I'm just so fixing and enjoying this, I'll make a react. You know what? Like again, I do just wanted to react on something. Two things, actually. I want to react to two things. But let's see. What am I thinking? Oh. Alright. Now we can make some videos. Make some videos. I want to react to some things. And then we put two... Yeah, no, I'm reacting to things. Oh man, if only I had an option. My OBS, I updated my OBS, but it doesn't have the option to pause stream, to pause recording. I'm kind of fucked. It's gonna look wrong if I don't have the check option to pause recording. I really want to record, but it doesn't have the option to stop and return. So I'm kind of worried. But it doesn't matter right now. Yep. Anyways. Let's react to some videos. In the end, let's react to some videos, guys. All right? Oh, let's do this. So, what we're seeing right now, shit. What we're seeing today is, you know, we talked about Halloween Horror Nights for a long time being. Let me say this again. No, let me repeat myself again. Let me repeat myself again. Okay. So everybody, anybody's watching this stream, I guess. I know everybody. We've been watching the new stuff of Halloween Horror Nights for quite some time. I already watched the Five Nights at Freddy's maze, but I didn't compare to the other the two versions of Halloween Horror Nights, right? So, man, since I already recorded Five Nights at Freddy's, I was thinking one in Orlando since I'm an Orlando boy. That's it. 0.6. But you know what? I'm gonna try it again. Let me redo this whole thing again on Halloween Horror Nights. On a new haunted houses made. Fallout. Everybody loves Fallout. Fallout is dope. All right, the Fallout franchise is pretty dope. I wanted to see more Fallout, bro. Hell yeah, Fallout. The new season of Fallout's coming in. Oh, in the winter. No, next year. Why 2026? Why is some of the good stuff gonna come out in 2026? Okay. But anyways, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. What matters now is that we have this. We're gonna just watch two videos of compare which one's better. Halloween Horror Nights Fallout in Universal Studios Orlando, or Fallout Universal Studios Hollywood, California. Yes, there's two parts for those who don't know. Let's check it out now. This is in California. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. That's something in California. What? Okay, sorry about that.
Whatever happened,
Let me watch the whole thing again, because I was just focusing on plugging on my mouse. That was terrible. Sorry, let me see that the whole thing. So the whole you see the whole setting right now that they did it on Halloween Horror Nights in California. Like they have the whole setup, the vault, just like in the games. Just like in the games, I remember like playing Fallout New Vegas, and then of course Fallout. I don't know. No, I watched walkthrough gameplays actually live. Fallout 4. It's exactly like the vault. So you see all that stuff, including the series. You got different costumes and everything. Bring out knives and guns. Look at that. 32.
happened a long time ago. Whatever happened here happened a long time ago. Whatever happened here happened a long time ago. Whatever happened here happened a long time ago. Whatever happened here.
That's actually pretty cool. Yeah, that's from the. This is why. Wow.
Whatever happened here.
Endangered species here. Outliers are an endangered species here. We need to go home. Outliers are an endangered species here.
See all the crucifix right here? Like, This part right here looks a little bit like Friday the 13th that is in Florida. I did a live stream reaction to watching all the horror houses there. So, peace be that. Nah. That's the ghoul, but hold on a second, that was the ghoul, right? He has a knife. I mean, he does know the ghoul is Brotherhood of Steel, the power.
My lord, I don't have armor.
Oh, that's the Yao Guai. Yao Guai.
Let's find out.
I saw this scene before. Yeah, this is on the episode, one of the episodes that was treated as a side quest in the games. Like where Lucy was in this abandoned clinic that she was trying to the ghoul trying to get some like the medicine that prevents him from turning to the ghoul, but then she got kidnapped and they got sent to a robot that was gonna cut her open and all that good stuff, and the ghoul saved the day. So it brings out a horror version there. Is that the death drop? Oh, they teased the death claw. Oh shit, but
so much for watching.
But that's one, right? That's one right there. But let's go see the other one. I want to see the other's version. What is the other version here?
Grammarly's proactive, automatic writing suggestions are great, but sometimes you just want to tell Grammarly how to help.
Okay, so we saw one. That's the Hollywood version. That's in California. All right, let's see what's there. I'm gonna show you what's in Orlando, here in Florida.
Okie dokie.
It has good detail, I'll tell you that. It's got good detail. junkyard and stuff. It's trying to pilot like a Fallout, you know, like December. It's much darker. This version here in Orlando. It's got more. It has a more like a darker depth. But this guy didn't have low. That's it. This is the saloon place at the scene one of the episodes of Fallout. But because this whole thing is the lore of the game, but it's also part of, you know, of the series of Fallout. So yeah, you know how it is. That's the Brotherhood of Steel right there, bro. Oh my god, that was the last game. It took me a while to do a quest to get that steel, but when you're fighting the Brotherhood of Steel, nah, they blow your ass away, man. Oh my god, those were power armor I could have gotten, but I was so over encumbered during when I was playing the games. And I thought I was using stim packs that would help me up, but it really wasn't. It is a battery consumption that you had to go to vaults. And I really didn't like going to vaults, man, sometimes. Because I think the last game I played, that was when I was a little kid. When I was, long ago, was Fallout New Vegas. Man, bro. When I had to go again in the vaults, I was scared out of my mind sometimes. I get too scared because ghouls that are super fast, or the mutant nightskins that can jump at you at any time. Those are the reason why I couldn't do it. But the power armor was there. I was able to play it, and I was getting that. He said, "Oh shit." He said, "Oh shit." Oh, that's the gopher. But that's not the real. But that ain't that. Oh shit. Yeah, that's the gopher right there. But that's not the real gopher. Yeah. Yeah, that's the gopher. But that's not the real gopher. That's the Fallout series gopher right there. It's not the real gopher. Ooh, that's the scene. That's the climax. There is brothers in like. the Death Claw right there. Now, personal opinion to this? Nah, I don't think so. I don't really think. Like that was good that the whole thing was based on the game, on the lore around it, because Fallout was based on the total lore and story of the world, of the franchise. That was the matter the most. That's why we consider it the best show out there. It's one of the best shows out there. And Fallout was nailed it as we wanted to be. But if for a Halloween Horror Nights in this one, yeah, it was good. In a way, it was good, but in the other hand, I think it didn't really do much. Like having to put the whole context. I mean, let me see the comments. Yeah, I think they needed ghouls with a gut-wrenching scream. I am available. Yeah, I love the silhouette of the Deathclaw foreshadowing season 2, and if they do, yeah, that's good compliments. But I think there are some people. A lot of people are saying that with all the that Fallout would have been much better. And I think I'm on their side on this one. I don't like bringing too much criticism because hey, yo, I grew up playing Fallout games too, and that game was fire. Hey, come on, having a Fallout experience, Halloween Horror Nights, man, Universal was cooking. Yo, that's a chef. That's some bon appetit, bro. But again, on the other hand, I feel like yeah, like it should be better as a scare zone. Makes more sense, actually. It makes more sense for a Fallout scare zone. Yet again, Fallout, like you can there are melee weapons people can use in Fallout, but imagine just using chainsaws and using knives and like pipes, wooden pipes and bats. Is ever actually gonna do a thing? It can work better as a haunted house, even though besides that, majority of the world of Fallout, a lot of people are using guns, and using guns in Halloween Horror Nights in a world as you're trying to scare people. Yeah, I know there's a lot of things that's too much. So I understand the behalf of the policies in theme parks. Yeah, it can work out, but we're talking about the games here. I feel like, once again, it would make more sense if it was a scare zone. It would make more sense. That's two. Anyways, we'll see another video next time. We'll see each other. I'm thinking another one to see. Alright, let's go see something more cultural, actually. Is there something more cultural I could see? Oh yeah. Let's go check this out. Mm-mm. 17 nations. let's see. It's supposed to be like nations of America, actually.
One nation is how the
Okay, right here. So I'm here gonna check out this. Well, it's I mean, let me say this again. Well, let me say this again. Hey everybody, this is Elmer Reptile here. Welcome to my channel. Today, right now, I'm going to check out something that was. I'm right now live streaming as well, so let's please. So I'm probably gonna add this in the comments. But I'm gonna say this. I want to check out something that you know. So like I said before, once, but I want to see about cultures. You know, it's time for something more interesting, more settled to understand what's going on in this country. We have been ripping our asses apart for too long, and I really didn't understand the whole continuity of this country. I'm like, yo, like, how would be a happy, good neighbor when when I'm on another place? I've been to many states. I've been to the Carolinas, mostly the East Coast, actually. So my bad. Mostly the East Coast, but it doesn't matter. I don't think that matters. Today we're gonna be watching the whole video of you know, what of 12 nations, not 50 states, which refers to cultural regions and the cultural kind of aspect of things that actually makes sense here in America. Well, United States, because America is the tipping part of Antarctica down to the tipping penis tip to the toe tip under of Argentina. But let's get check to it, bro. Let's get check to it.
one nation is how the United States refers to itself, but in reality, this isn't correct. In fact, within the United States, there are 12 competing regions that have their own cultures, values, and priorities. And these regions really act more like independent nations under a single flag. So what are...
Okay, so they're like, so he's saying there's different cultures, like I said before earlier. He said that, you know, it depends on the, just because they're 50 states, that doesn't mean they're the same. That's just the first start of things. But I'm guessing. That's just a guess. I gotta see more of it.
The 12 nations of America. The United States has long been viewed as a single nation, a union of states under one flag and one constitution. But beneath the surface lies something deeper. America isn't one nation, it's 12. I'm not the first person to notice this either. Journalist Colin Woodard originally proposed 11 American nations in his book, American Nations. But what I've done is expanded his nations to reflect two major changes: the inclusion of Hawaii as its own unique nation, and the creation of a Spanish Caribbean nation that includes both southern Florida and Puerto Rico.
Yes. This one is very, very, very accurate. When I had spent some time in Miami, I was thinking, like, what's happening, right? When I was in Miami, and of course I grew up in Miami. I had a childhood in Miami, so yeah, the environment was really tropical, was super tropical. Baby, it was super tropical. The culture there was, as many people say, it was like it was you know, capital of the world. It was the Latino capital of the world, right? It was, you know, it crossed the bridge from the United States down to all of America Latina, and the Caribbeans too. Many Caribbeans, Haitians, Jamaicans, you know, Bahamians, you know, Barbados, Dominicans, Boricuas, Dominicans, Cubans, you know, lot of that all congested into that southern part of Florida. You get to see that. A lot of Cubans. Remember, Miami is widely known by its population as a Cuban capital nation because of, Cuba's so close to Miami. Sorry. Cuba is so close to Miami. And but you can check it right there. I mean, right there, if you see that country right there, it's already connected. So yeah, that is very true.
Both areas that are distinct from the nearby regions. So with that said, let's get to the nations. If you were to look at a cultural map of the United States, you'd see something very different from the one you learned in school. Instead of state lines, you'd see 12 fluid, overlapping territories stretching across traditional borders and sometimes even national ones. But for this video, we're going to focus just on the nations within the United States, starting in the Northeast. Rooted in New England and stretching into upstate New York, Michigan, Wisconsin, and parts of Minnesota is the nation of Yankeedom. On a map, it hugs the northeastern part of the US and most of the Great Lakes. Centered around New York City and parts of northern New Jersey and the Hudson Valley is the nation of New Netherlands. Moving south in central Pennsylvania and heading westward across Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, and parts of Iowa and Missouri is the Midlands. Found along the Chesapeake Bay in eastern Virginia and parts of Maryland and North Carolina is the nation of Tidewater. It resembles the remnant of old colonies along the Atlantic. West of Tidewater is Greater Appalachia, a broad, rugged band that stretches from the hills of western Pennsylvania down through West Virginia, eastern Kentucky and Tennessee, into Arkansas and parts of Texas. Moving south once more and dominating much of Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, and parts of Louisiana and Texas is the Deep South. In the far south and consisting of
Yeah, the Deep South. I don't believe so.
southern Florida, especially Miami, and Puerto Rico, is the Spanish Caribbean nation.
Spanish Caribbean. Yes, exactly. That, like I said again, like he said, he pointed out so accurately on that part of Miami. Miami is not the Buck South. I tell my friends, Miami is not the Bucks. Like that, this is way too south. The environment there, you say, oh, this is the Buck South. This is the Deep South. No, it isn't. It is not the Deep South. I'm here in the state of Ocala right now. In this town I'm in right now. If every time I go back to Miami, I realize just how different the vibe is. Or whatever I actually, because during my time, I love going to Orlando, right? Orlando, between Miami and Ocala is like north of the border. Believe it or not, I consider my favorite city, Orlando, as like the Mexican border that cuts the South and the 305 culture. Although South Florida is much deeper than that. South Florida, when I soon came to realize these cultures, because every time I go out of Miami, like I wind up in Washington, D.C., I wind up in New York, I wind up in the Carolinas, I wind up in Georgia, I go to Ecuador, I go to Spain, I go to actual Caribbean. It is, like he said, it is very, very different. You go to New York, the culture there is very different than Chicago.
In between the Gulf of Mexico and the Deep South nation is the nation of New France. Moving
I have to go there.
westward, spanning from Southern California and Arizona across New Mexico and into West Texas is the nation of El Norte. North of El Norte and covering a vast swath of interior California, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Montana, Idaho, Wyoming, parts of western Texas and the Dakotas, and much of mainland Alaska is the Far West nation.
No, Alaska is Arctic. Alaska is the one state that we call the lower 48s. No, I'm sorry. Alaska is its own. Sorry, Alaska is its own nation. I think so.
In the far north and west is the left coast, a narrow but powerful strip along the Pacific, stretching from the San Francisco Bay Area up through Portland and Seattle and into the Alaska archipelago.
Don't they say left coast? That's the Pacific coast. Like I've yet to hit the Pacific coast. But I think it's that don't the people say Pacific coast as the Cascadia, Pacific Northwest.
And finally, thousands of miles away from the mainland is the nation of Hawaii.
Hawaii.
These 12 nations have different politics, cultures, values, and social trends, and they don't follow state boundaries, which were often arbitrarily made at the time and didn't really factor in how actual cultures might develop. For this reason, the American nations expand beyond in ways that we're not really accustomed to. Which brings us to the geography and history of each nation. Before we dive deeper into the 12 nations of America, it's worth asking.
All right, hold up a second. Ah, boy.
Known for creating
God,
memories. No one wants to be known for cancer, but a treatment can.
All right.
Where people settled and how they came to shape the land are at the heart of how each nation came to be. The cultural lines that define these 12 nations don't align with modern state borders, because that's not how nations are actually formed. Look at Europe, for example. Each country looks organic rather than the artificial straight lines that make up the individual states. This is because they follow linguistic and cultural borders that were formed over hundreds of years. Because of this, each nation in the United States similarly grew from a distinct historic root, which was influenced by its surrounding landscape. Here's how the geography and history shaped each nation. Yankeedom emerged from the Puritan colonies of New England. Settlers arrived seeking a religious utopia and quickly organized around towns, churches, and schools. The geography, rocky soil, dense forests, and harsh winters wasn't ideal for large plantations, but perfect for close-knit, self-sufficient communities. This created a legacy of town halls, universities, and civic institutions that still defines the region today, even as far west as the state of Minnesota. Meanwhile,
Minnesota. So there's that one state out there. I think it's called Maine. Is that part of Yankeedom? I've also heard that there's some good cliffs in the Atlantic coast, like you see out of like some sort of Assassin's Creed game. I want to check that out, like East Coast, but with mountain cliffs and stuff. I heard that it's pretty cool.
New Netherlands was originally founded by the Dutch as a commercial trading post and grew in the sheltered natural harbor around modern-day New York City.
Yeah, New York City. So New York City has. When I was in New York City, there were some buildings I seen that were very historic, that had, which I didn't know at the time, but when I drive past by it, it became it was. I've learned a bit of it, and it was about there were some Dutch. Like settlements there. It used to be a very Dutch environment.
Because of its unique geography, New Netherlands encouraged maritime trade, immigration, and urban density. The Dutch legacy of religious tolerance, multiculturalism, and commerce remains central to its character today. And then there's the Midlands, with its rolling hills, fertile farmland, and navigable rivers. The Midlands were settled by English Quakers and German immigrants who envisioned a pluralistic, agrarian, middle-class society, primarily focused on the colony of Pennsylvania, but encompassing places as far west as Missouri and Iowa.
And, of course, the Trail of Tears, the attackings of the Native Americans, and the enslavement.
Its geography lent itself to family farms, and its central location helped it evolve into the political swing region of the United States. Tidewater developed along the Chesapeake Bay and eastern North Carolina. Its wide, navigable rivers and access to the Atlantic made it ideal for plantation agriculture and transatlantic trade. This region was settled by English gentry, and its flat coastal plains supported a hierarchical society based on tobacco, enslavement, and exporting agriculture for wealth. The rugged Appalachian Mountains, of course, define Greater Appalachia. This nation is isolated and heavily forested in the east, but rich in natural resources.
My older brother works at Chattanooga as a FedEx driver for a year. Before all that, I had a trip there, went back in during my time in middle school, and I've checked out that place. One of the most noticeable touristic spot in Tennessee. Pigeon Forge. Oh, Gatlinburg too. Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge. A beautiful place. Beautiful landscape. We were in the Great Smoky Mountains. We were walking and hiking in some of the more town hall places. Some places were very hillbilly. Some places were like extremely hillbilly. But nah, man. It was a beautiful place. I remember seeing these forests there, and the culture is so different. The architecture is so different. It's all about the pine ridges there. They're when they make honey there. I don't know. There's something about that place that is super, super specific. That's where I learned. And crazy part is because Washington, D.C. is part of the Appalachians. Virginia is part of the Appalachians when I was there at the time. And it was very, very distinct when I first went there, first left Miami and passed the South. You get to see these very different things. And Tennessee, man, hey, Dollywood is I've never been to Dollywood, but I've heard Dollywood is crazy. I want to go to Dollywood. And probably imagine throwing a rave set in Dollywood. Shit.
Originally settled by Scot-Irish frontiersmen, Greater Appalachia developed a fiercely independent culture shaped by subsistence farming and clan loyalty. The mountains both
clans. Oh, he means the Ku Klux Klan. All right.
Isolated the region and protected its traditions. This rough and tough rural mentality extended as far west as northern Texas.
Eating smart should taste this good. Factor takes the guesswork out of eating clean. Get chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals.
Formed by slaveholding elites in the South, the Deep South's flat, humid coastal plains and river deltas.
Okay, that was wrong. That was wrong, man. That was wrong. I was like clapping my hands like an idiot.
Were perfect for cotton and sugar plantations. This geography enabled a brutal plantation economy supported by enslavement, which in turn gave it its distinct African-American culture today. Its original aristocratic culture, racial caste system, and economic inequality can be traced back to this colonial foundation. Southern Florida and Puerto Rico form the Spanish Caribbean nation. This region is tropical, coastal, and deeply influenced by Caribbean migration and trade, and the Spanish language. Spanish colonial roots, Catholicism, and African Caribbean culture foundation. Southern Florida and Puerto Rico form.
I don't really believe that Central Florida is part of, the Deep South. As to our perspective, I feel like Central Florida, as a touristic spot, had become. I just feel like, that it's pretty much the border. It's pretty much the border to kind of like feel real for y'all. Like I said it again, man.
The Spanish Caribbean nation. This region is tropical, coastal, and deeply influenced by Caribbean migration and trade, and the Spanish language. Spanish colonial roots, Catholicism, and African Caribbean cultural influences are strong here.
The irony is that the first ever American city is a Spanish colonial territory. It's a Spanish colonial territory. Hilariously, that not many people in the United States kind of think of it. When they come down to Florida, they said like the first actual colony was here in Florida. So the legacy of America started in Florida. even though it's in St. Augustine, and this guy kind of thinks that that Jackson, like St. Augustine, all the places north of Florida, which is in north of Florida, we're gonna say, is in the deep south. I say no, because the Spanish history in Florida, La Floridad, Teja, right, means flowery, land of the flowers. So it is straight up Spanish. It's straight up Spanish. Even though you're talking about and what this guy is talking about basically is environment. That's this guy talking about. It's just environment. It's not really the cultural region, but it's environment. Maybe I'm wrong too, because I don't know. I never actually even gone to the West. I spent some time in Chicago, but I didn't know nothing about Chicago. I am stupid. I am cooked in this stuff. But when it comes to Florida, I'm talking about Florida in general. It has more Spanish history, just in the coastlines.
Especially in cities like Miami and San Juan. This geography makes it the prime gateway between the US and Latin America. New France is tucked geographically at the mouth of the Mississippi, making it unusually small, but united by its French heritage. The Mississippi River and bayous enabled trade and settlement by the French and later Creoles. Because of this historic settlement pattern, Catholicism, language, and cuisine make it distinct from the Deep South, spanning deserts, mountains, and
You're not gonna talk about them Cajun, boy? You're not finally gonna talk about them Cajun, no? Le façon, you finna respect them Creole. You talk about the Creole, but you finna let out the Cajun, no? Nah, you be tripping now, boy. You'll not be tripping now.
And cuisine make it distinct from the Deep South. To Texas and into southern Colorado is El Norte. Because of its geographic location, the Spanish were actually the first Europeans here, establishing missions, presidios, and ranches long before English settlers arrived on the East Coast. Its borderland identity is shaped by bilingualism, Catholicism, and resilience to an overwhelmingly arid environment. Dominated by the Rocky Mountains?
Yes, I feel like too, the Spanish, like he said again, it's been the Spanish did first arrive to North America. I would say, I don't know if that was true about the Spanish. You know, like, cause I know that the Spanish arrived in South America, but maybe that's so too, because because we hear about American history, about riding the horses, like when everybody's journey to the West after the Civil War, that works. They talk about how like the horse cattle of Mexico was kind of the kind of like the vast traveling kit of things. I think that too. Yeah. Besides, El Norte, in Texas and parts of that, California. No, California, I think the Spanish colonies of California stretches much further. They say that El Norte is the Los Angeles. No, that's not true. I think if you go up all the way up in California, the Spanish took over a whole good northern part of California. I think, like Central California. Then almost to the Pacific Northwest. They were about to take the Pacific Northwest, but they didn't. I think that part, but Texas, but the rest, I think this is a little more inaccurate. I think it stretches even more.
Coast. Its borderland identity is shaped by bilingualism, Catholicism, and resilience to an overwhelmingly arid environment.
Yes, an overwhelming environment. And the best thing that they can represent in that environment is Edgars, and Hectors with Mexican hats chopping over the border, like me.
Dominated by the Rocky Mountains, the Great Basin deserts, and Arctic tundras of Alaska,
that is such bullshit. I'm sorry. That's such bullshit. I don't think this guy has it accurate. Alaska is a territory. I think Alaska is such a territory. There's no way.
Far West was the last American region to be settled in large numbers. Its harsh environment required massive government infrastructure, from dams and railroads to military bases and eventual airports, to support human settlements. Even today, it's a land of low population and high federal presence because the federal government actually owns most
Federal prisons.
of its land.
God damn, federal prisons. The fuck? Yo, hold up. I thought we have like the biggest prisons, most prisoners, man. We have Alligator Alcatraz. You didn't tell me that Alaska has most prisons. But I don't really believe, like, I don't know, bro. Honestly, this guy, to believe this guy says that Alaska is like the far west, that is total BS. Alaska, this part of Alaska is not part of this. Either way, in general, Alaska, it's its own nation. It is its own nation. It is close. Look how close to Russia that Alaska is. Look at the plains right there. Alaska is literally the broken half of the Bering landmass. You really think that Alaska is the far west? Nah, you tripping, bro. Ese man no tiene nada. Ese man no sabe. Ese man no sabe, brother.
The Great
Because look how close that is. Look at that little part right here. Dude, that is deeply close to Russia. Deeply close to Russia.
Washington coast is where rugged mountains meet the mighty Pacific Ocean.
Okay, the left coast.
And encompass the coastal areas of Northern California, Oregon, Washington, and the Alaskan Panhandle.
I ain't gonna lie.
Settled first by Yankees and later by global Washington, and encompass the coastal areas of Northern California, Oregon, Washington, and the Alaskan Panhandle. Settled first by Yankees and later by global immigrants, its culture fuses Eastern reformism with Western libertarianism, and its geography, temperate climate, seismic activity, fertile valleys, and vast forests encouraged experimentation, progressivism, and innovation. And finally, as in experimentation, progressivism, and innovation.
I love to see that. Actually, I've always dreamed of going to the West Coast. I always dream about how would it look like the Pacific Northwest. I've seen so many videos of Oregon and parks there. My mom went there. My mother went to Washington to see a friend over there, and she went to places because in the Pacific Northwest, and it was said it was so beautiful. It was so beautiful, like the landmass, the everything, like the environment. It's so green. Sometimes it has this specific pine, this blue green ambience. It's just not that you don't not see here in Florida. I love mountains. I want to see more mountains. My brother right now is seeing mountains. The only mountains I'm seeing is just this rolling hills of Claremont. I already want to see good mountains, bigger mountains. The Pacific side is so beautiful. You know, it's so beautiful. Isn't that the place where Twilight is? And on top of that, there's another name they say, Cascadia.
And finally, as an isolated volcanic archipelago, Hawaii's geography is unlike any other U.S. region. Settled by Polynesians and later transformed by American missionaries and Asian laborers, its culture reflects Pacific traditions, Asian fusion, and deep ties to the ocean. The island's isolation helped preserve indigenous identity even amid colonization.
Hey, give a shout out to Jason Momoa's Chief of War.
Meaning Hawaiian is a common language to this day. Geography and history is embedded within each nation. and each continues to evolve because of these lines today.
Knowledge is trapped in people's heads. Hi, I'm Jennifer. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Scribe. We're on a mission to make...
The United States has always struggled to define what it is: a melting pot, a patchwork, a union, an experiment. But one thing is increasingly clear: it has never truly been one single nation. It's a federation of cultures, worldviews, and identities that have coexisted, sometimes uneasily, under the same flag. That reality becomes easier to see when you stop thinking in terms of states or party lines and start thinking in terms of deep-rooted cultural regions. Take a look at the way Americans behave politically as an example. National elections often hinge on so-called swing states. But when you zoom in closer, it's the swing regions within those states that actually move the needle. The blue cities of Yankeedom clash with the red rural counties of Greater Appalachia, sometimes within the same state. Southern Florida historically voted nothing like the Florida Panhandle, though that trend has changed recently due to shifting political ideologies of Cuban migrants and a growing retiree population. And far northern California has little in common with Los Angeles. It's this cultural geography that tells the real story. These nations are not based on modern trends or media bubbles. They're grounded in centuries of history, and these differences aren't superficial either. They explain why
Hey, yeah, but little kids, the Ku Klux Klan. Hey, man.
Americans often seem to be speaking past each other, locked in a cultural Cold War. The fights over guns, healthcare, education, and religion aren't just political. They're geographic. The left coast and the far west may both be part of California, but one is progressive and coastal with a desire to restrict gun rights and advance universal healthcare, while the other is libertarian and inland with a passion for low taxes and less government intervention in their lives.
I always feel like that, hey, yo,
If you guys have the audacity to do this, here's the other chance. If only people in California can just go to the eastern sides of, of the state. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with going to the eastern sides of the United States, of California. It is simple. It's cheaper. Why make it this expensive? I know the land is rich. Don't get too close to the coast. Or go to a small town in the coast where the region is very isolated. That can work. I'm wrong. I'm super wrong.
Meanwhile, El Norte sees the border not as a dividing line, but as a zone of shared identity with Mexico, contrasted with Greater Appalachia, which sees the border as something that needs to be hardened and made less permeable.
Basically he's saying, shoot all beaners. That's what the culture's saying.
Meanwhile, the Spanish Caribbean, anchored in places like Miami and San Juan, functions with a bilingual, bicultural, Spanish-inspired rhythm distinct from anything in the Deep South or Yankeedom. None of this is just a cultural quirk. It affects the governance of each nation. Trying to craft one-size-fits-all federal policy in a country this fragmented is like trying to sew a quilt from 12 different fabrics using a single thread. You see it in the endless political gridlock, in states suing the federal government over mandates, in regions going their own way on issues like abortion, climate, and immigration. The culture wars aren't a glitch in the system, they're the system playing out across an invisible map that very few people acknowledge. But when you do acknowledge that map and see the United States as these 12 nations, it explains so much. It explains why San Francisco, California and Los Angeles, California look and feel so different, or why New Orleans, Louisiana is so different from Mobile, Alabama, despite their geographic proximity.
Oh, the land of incest. Oh, sweet home Alabama by Forrest Gump. Okay, I'm gonna shut the fuck up already.
It explains why some states feel like they're being governed by outsiders. It also explains why unity is hard and why division comes so easily. The idea of the United States as a single people has always been more aspiration than reality. What holds the country together isn't shared culture, but shared infrastructure. Roads, currency, federal programs, a military. But culturally and politically,
and school shootings, depression, social media, everything that should have been left alone if corporations didn't need to screw things up and market it on our depression for God damn, man.
The US operates more like a loosely bound confederation, not red and blue, but a mosaic of nations that coexist, cooperate, compete, and sometimes clash. Understanding the country through this lens doesn't solve the problems, but it at least makes them less intimidating. In fact, it offers a way to reframe political conflict not as irrational partisanship, but as the natural friction between fundamentally different regional identities. And so, with all that said, if these nations did actually exist, what would they look like today? Which would be most populous, and which would be the wealthiest?
If you are someone that literally writes anything for any reason, even text messages, then you...
If the United States were to break apart, not just politically, but culturally and geographically, it probably wouldn't fracture into red and blue states.
No.
It would likely splinter along the lines of these 12 nations, or something close to it. During that time,
I still call it bullshit with Alaska. I still call absolute bullshit with Alaska being the far west and the part of the Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains is way distant than Alaska. Alaska is straight up the Arctic. This guy, like I said it again, this guy probably has miscalculated the history of Florida and completely got Alaska wrong. My opinion. This guy completely got Alaska wrong. This, you know, I'm sorry, Alaska is way more about the Arctic and the Pacific Northwest, and on that perhaps. But having them as part of the far west, no. The Rocky Mountains is the far west, as it says, the left coast, or as what they're supposed to say over there, Cascadia, or the Pacific Northwest. That's its own vibe. That's accurate. Florida, the first colonial state will be St. Augustine, and so on and so on.
some would thrive, others would struggle, and a few would quickly seek alliances with the others to stay afloat. Yankeedom, with a population of nearly 58 million and a median income close to $57,000, would be a powerful nation. It would inherit much of the intellectual, educational, and technological infrastructure of the Northeast and the Great Lakes. With elite universities, corporate headquarters, and deep ties to Canada and Western Europe, Yankeedom would function as a progressive, internationally oriented republic. Yankeedom would find a natural ally in the left coast, a smaller nation in terms of population, but wealthier per capita and similarly forward-thinking in tech, sustainability, and civil liberties. A Yankeedom left coast alliance would be a powerful and progressive counterweight to the other blocs. Greater Appalachia, on the other hand, would be one of the largest nations by population and land, but lower in income and higher in internal division. Culturally rugged and libertarian leaning, it might resist federal...
Hey, libertarian bro, that place is Confederate loving. That place embrace the Confederacy. They live libertarian. They also they do some until dawn shit over there, bro. I don't think so, man. They're proud. They are proud patriots out there. They go yeah doggy. I was there in Tennessee. They don't play country music together all the time. They hate country music.
Style unity altogether, opting instead for a loosely aligned federation or even full decentralization. After all, how do you tie Appalachia to Oklahoma and northern Texas? Culturally, it would likely have deep ties to the far west, another vast and sparsely populated nation, and could lead to a rural alliance focused on resource extraction, states' rights, and small government. The Deep South, with 45 million people and a median income below $44,000, would likely emerge as a conservative powerhouse with strong emphasis on tradition, religion, and business-friendly policies. Its historic distrust of centralized government might persist, but its internal cohesion would make it a formidable, independent entity. It would also be the region with the highest African American population, perhaps shifting it politically in ways not expected. It could easily ally itself with Greater Appalachia and parts of the far west on cultural issues, forming a socially conservative coalition. El Norte would be uniquely positioned, with over 34 million people, a relatively young population, and a bilingual workforce, it could become a bridge not just culturally, but economically, between North and Central America. Its economic strength would come from cross-border trade, agriculture, and a strong labor ethic. El Norte would likely partner with...
It'll be widely known as Edgars too, and Cholos, and including the Chicano movement too. Oh man, oh my, Hector, Edgar, you have defined the Chicano culture of the El Norte of California. Now we all look up to you, bro.
with the Spanish-speaking Spanish Caribbean, which includes southern Florida and Puerto Rico. Though separated by geography, their shared language, religion, and cultural foundations could build a pan-Caribbean coalition with strong ties to Latin America and Spain. New Netherlands, anchored by New York City, with strong ties to Latin America and Spain.
More likely, because most of the origin stories come from Spain. It is a known fact. The most of his origin stories come from Spain, and but they guess the Spanish travel that far.
New Netherlands, anchored by New York City, would be small in size, but a global giant in finance, media, and international diplomacy. With the highest population density, high income, and global reach, it would likely function more like a city-state such as Singapore. It would also have close ties to Yankeedom, though due to its status as a global center for finance and trade, it may wish to remain politically neutral overall. Speaking of smaller nations, Tidewater, with a relatively small and aging population, might find itself squeezed between the ambitions of its neighbors. Historically aristocratic and now a region of retirees, it might depend on alliances with either the Deep South or New Netherlands for economic and political stability.
Download the Marriott Bon Voyage and book direct with member rates and pay with Visa.
The Midlands, straddling the cultural middle, would
I was there.
Face a hard choice. Politically moderate with about 37 million people and middling income, it could swing either way, joining the Yankeedom Left Coast Progressive Coalition or partnering with the Deep South or Greater Appalachia for pragmatic reasons.
It's been said that the Midwest and like in the Midlands, it's been said that there's still sundown towns that are still alive. Those who don't know about sundown towns, it's a time in America where if you are of color, where if you're black, brown, red, yellow, you should get out before the sun sets or they finally lynch you. That's basic as that. And people think that was during the Jim Crow eras of the 1950s. No, it's still going on. The sundown towns still go on. There is one sundown town in the state of Florida too. It's called Jay. They think that.
Its fate might hinge on leadership and external pressure. Of all regions, the Midlands are the most likely to swing between the different nations. New France, with only about 3 million people, might also struggle to see where it fits in. New France would likely align with the Deep South, though culturally it stands apart in language, cuisine, and worldview. Of all nations, New France would leave the biggest question mark for how it would evolve as a nation. Finally, Hawaii would be small, but uniquely positioned geopolitically. Its high income and strong ties to Asia and the Pacific would make it a diplomatic and military keystone in the Pacific. While isolated, it could remain neutral, non-aligned, or form a Pacific alliance with the left coast. In raw numbers, the largest nations by population would be Greater Appalachia, Yankeedom, and the Deep South, while the smallest would be Hawaii, New France, and the Spanish Caribbean. The largest by area size would be the Far West, Greater Appalachia, and Yankeedom, while the smallest would be New Netherlands, Hawaii, and the Spanish Caribbean. The wealthiest per capita would be New Netherlands, Hawaii, and the left coast, while the poorest would be the Spanish Caribbean, the Deep South, and El Norte.
Nah. This guy has it wrong. What? That's the rich coast. Have you even been to Miami, sir? You have not been to Miami. The Spanish Caribbean is super rich. I think this guy has it wrong on the Norte. Now, the wealth per capita, like the Deep South, the poorest nation, yeah. On California side, the southern side, yes. Because Skid Row and some death call thieves, I don't know. But Spanish Caribbean? Miami? You never been to Miami, sir. I'm sorry. What? Nah.
Finally,
This guy
the
got it
youngest would be El Norte, New France, and New Netherlands, while the oldest would be Hawaii, Yankeedom, and the Spanish Caribbean. If the United States were to divide, it wouldn't do so evenly. Power would consolidate around urban cores, ports, and cultural hubs, just like it does with every nation. Border regions might become flashpoints or bridges. Long simmering tensions could ignite or be resolved. But what's clear is this: a split United States wouldn't just be 50 smaller pieces. It would more likely become 12 vastly different nations, each with its own priorities, challenges, and sense of identity. And in some ways, it already is. The US is a single country, of course, but culturally, it is broken up into different nations. And honestly, you can say the same for basically every country that exists today. Speaking of different countries, this week I'm exploring the ancient ruins of the Khmer Empire's capital city, Angkor. So if that sounds interesting to you,
Yeah, no. In that part, it's like, in my opinion, no, this guy he was accurate with the culture of Southern Florida. That's one hand, and including Hawaii and California, El Norte, and all that stuff. On one hand, yes. But there's a good half of it that's very wrong. First things first. First things first. Alaska is not the Far West. I don't know what was he smoking about Alaska. Alaska is its separate cultural nation. It is not the Far West. You're probably confusing Montana, far west of Montana, the Rocky Mountains, Dakota. Dakota has also somewhat of a culture, or maybe a similar, probably Fargo. Maybe that's such a stereotype. My bad. But Alaska, it's not. Florida is known for Spanish. Like the first colony in Florida is Spain. It is St. Augustine, and it's Spanish. It's a Spanish colony. That's right, and that's the reason why they call it Florida, because La Floridad, because it was the Spaniards that came there. So it's more on the Spanish side, though I understand their behalf in the modern times. I guess it's the Deep South, cotton picking Deep South. But then there's Norte, which at first I thought this guy was that he would have that he got it right with Texas, but he also and New Mexico. But I was kind of more like unsure when he was talking about California, because the California is the left. They say it's the left coast and all that good stuff, right? But he kind of fumbled it a bit with that. He actually fumbled. What mostly I think he fumbled is the poorest part. Hawaii is rich because of this territory and land, and with the millionaires that go there. Yes, probably yes. The trade and the visitations of the Pacific East of Asia. But to say that Miami's poor, you have not been to Miami, sir. You've not been to the 305. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're smoking. I don't know what you're smoking. And Alaska is the Arctic. The Alaska is, yes, part of the Pacific Northwest, but the Arctic. Libertarian-wise on the Appalachians, maybe, yeah, because the area is kind of isolated. But no. But the other hand of it, nah, dog. I kind of believe that Appalachia, a good part of Appalachia, bro, is red, man. Filthy red. Filthy red. So the left coast today is now, they call it the woke coast for the most stupidest of reasons. But that is all today, man. I feel like this guy was there, but I think he fumbled it with the whole culture states. But anyways, I think that's much today. I'm gonna cut a lot of this, so I'm gonna cut a lot of this. But
Anyways, that's us today. We hope you guys enjoy this. Like, subscribe to my channel, Element Reptile, and we'll see each other. Y'all bless me big. All right, guys. That is it for today, man. I was many reactions I could done on that behalf. On many things on behalf of that. I mean, it was quite a time. I think again I did two videos reacting to this. It's kind of a trip. It's kind of a trip. I did 2 videos. I didn't know I was able to do that. Honestly, but yet again I had to edit and do all this stuff. I mean, I keep continuing with this project. I need to start continuing this. Honestly, I need to start continuing this. But anyways, we listened to today. I guess the end of the stream. Bye. I don't know why I'm talking shit, man. I said some weird stuff. I'm fumbling it.